My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Jacob and I are going to break down all of our bets for UFC London, Blaydes versus Aspinall. But before we jump in, become a premium member. All you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com, and right at the top, there's a button that says Become a Member. Premium membership is only $2.50 a week, so a couple of bucks an event, and it gets you exclusive bets, betting tools like a parlay calculator, an odds calculator, all sorts of fantasy tools and things like that. And the exclusive bets that we have on premium membership is a safety parlay, 2, 3, and 4 legs. So far, those have been hitting, so let's continue to let that go. WeWantPicks.com, scroll to the top, click Become a Member. It's just a couple of bucks. And speaking of bucks, you want 50 of them for free. All you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit, and we send you $50. I literally paid out about $300 this morning from people who signed up yesterday. So WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our betting partners, make a deposit, and I'll send you $50. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, however you want it. Here's my money. So the last UFC London card, you had to be stupid to lose money. Like you literally had to be missing a chromosome to lose money on that card. This is a much trickier card because the favorites are huge favorites. All the other medium, mid-size, lines there could really go either way. This is a much trickier card. So I have some interesting bets on here. But right out of the gate, I just have two money lines. Chris Curtis, I did this one weeks ago because I just tailed Jacob. I do have some buyer's remorse. A, you're going to get a much better line today than I got. -128. He's plus money now. B, man, Jack Hermansson's good. I rewatched that Strickland fight. His striking's good. Chris Curtis, yes, he beat Rodolfo Vieira, but the eye pokes helped him, meaning because there was a point deduction. He got tired. He was getting outstruck. So I still think Chris Curtis wins, but I don't love this money line bet anymore. I do like the Chris Curtis Blaydes money line bet. Listen, I get it. I know how good Tom Aspinall is. I'm not saying he's not good. But people are just completely ignoring how dominant Curtis Blaydes wrestling is. He's only lost to two people. Francis Ngannou, the hardest hitter in the history of the heavyweight division, and Derek Lewis, who's the second hardest hitter in the history of the heavyweight division. Tom Aspinall is very, very good. I totally get that. I still think Curtis Blaydes just wrestle-Fs him. That fight, I think he just takes him down, controls him, takes him down, controls him. Tom Aspinall is a BJJ black belt. That literally means dick off his back in a heavyweight MMA fight. It means nothing. I think Curtis Blaydes is going to take him down over and over, get this done. So I got the money line on him, but certainly he could get knocked out. This is MMA. But here's the two most interesting bets that I have. These are with Bet Online. They started to add these almost fantasy props. This is something we see with Prize Picks, but this is through a sports book. So this first bet is between Curtis Blaydes and Tom Aspinall, who's going to get the most takedowns? Curtis Blaydes is a -400. I grabbed it. I threw 1 unit on it. Seems pretty logical to me. Certainly Tom Aspinall can wrestle. I don't imagine he's going to try to wrestle in this fight, right? But so anyway, -400 Curtis Blaydes there, 1 full unit. And then Jack Hermansson, Chris Curtis. And I went Jack Hermansson because same thing. 0% Chris Curtis is going to shoot a takedown. What we don't know yet, this is the first week we've ever done these. I assume if every single one of Hermansson's takedowns gets stuffed, I just get a refund. It's got to be a push, right? Because most between 0 and 0 is neither one of them. So I imagine that's a push. We might find out this week, but I threw 1 unit on that. Frankly, if it's a push, this is free money. Especially a fight like this. There is a 0% chance Chris Curtis looks for a takedown. Why would he? So that's free money, straight up. So you're only going to get these most takedowns. They also have most significant strikes. You're only going to get that through Bet Online. So go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. We have 5 partners. Bet Online's the one partner that offers this, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the future looking at these lines because these literally could be free money. So I'm legit excited for these bets, and I might only do these bets going forward depending on how these work out. Jacob has 3 full slides worth of bets, so I'm going to go take a nap. I'll come back when you're done.
No, I bet online is there was already my favorite book. You'll see because I have the bets here at the end. We love the inside the distance decision or action type bets, the 3.5 bets, but they're adding more and more stuff. So go to WeWantPicks.com/bets, like Angelo said, sign up. And let's get right into this. First, we had the lock of the week, Ludovic Klein. I love his opportunity in this fight. I understand that Mason is probably the overall better fighter, but when you watch Mason fights, he gets sloppy. He definitely gets hit. So even if you want to argue that Mason's the better fighter, I won't argue that. But there is no argument against Mason getting hit. You watch one of his fights, both eyes just completely swollen shut. Tough as shit, but he gets hit. And Ludovic, when he touches people, seems to hurt people. That's why I picked him as my lock of the week. I'm not doing grapplers. I understand Paul Craig, Americani, all these guys. I'm not doing grapplers anymore. I went with a striker, Ludovic Klein, lock of the week. Krylov against Gustafsson. Gustafsson was away, retired, came back as a heavyweight, looked sloppy. I'm not going to invest in someone that's looking like that. I like Krylov in the striking, but if the striking gets a little bit out of hand, he can go to wrestling, go to the grappling, and win there. You saw him. He was about to just absolutely dominate Paul Craig in the last UFC London card. He knows what he's doing on the ground. That's the path to victory. I think this is one of the best values on the card. I got it for minus 180. I think it's minus 200, something like that now. Chris Curtis, I've been on this for weeks. I got it at minus 105. It fluxed all the way like minus 150. I just checked. It's a literal pick 'em now, minus 110 on both sides. I love Chris Curtis in this fight. Until a wrestler shows that they can out-wrestle Chris Curtis, I'm going to continue to pick Chris Curtis against wrestlers. Nobody has done it yet. It could end up being Jack, but that's fine. I'll take that 2 units on Chris Curtis with the. I actually got him as the underdog in this fight, where he flexed up as the favorite at one point. Tom Aspinall. This was my last minute bet right before we sent these numbers over to Angelo. I placed this. I've been loving Tom Aspinall all week, and finally I was like, you know what? I've been talking the talk. It's time to walk the walk. I have a bet with Angelo, I believe, right? We have the bet with Angelo. Yeah, with the Chris Curtis. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Curtis Blaydes. Yeah. Curtis Blaydes. I was like, you know what? Let me bet the books as well. I love Tom Aspinall in this fight. Obviously, clear advantage on the feet. I think his athleticism is able to withstand the takedowns from Curtis Blaydes, and I wouldn't be surprised. You say you don't think he's going to wrestle. I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Aspinall comes out and tries to offensive wrestle to kind of throw Curtis Blaydes off. Shouldn't be his game plan, but if he throws in a couple takedown attempts, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, love Tom Aspinall in this fight. I followed you in the same bet. Most takedowns, the Curtis Jack Hermanson fight. I also put Jack in there. Blaydes Aspinall main event does not go the distance. I think that either Curtis Blaydes, let's say, I obviously have Tom Aspinall in this fight, so I think he gets a finish. He's probably more likely to get the finish more than Curtis Blaydes, but these are 2 heavyweights. I think Curtis Blaydes is finding his striking a little bit more, and it might put him in danger. So does not go the distance. So if Curtis Blaydes gets on top, maybe TKOs him, I'm still going to get some money there, and I think it ends up being a wash. So if Blaydes beats Aspinall inside the distance, that basically washes my money line bet on Tom Aspinall, and we walk away, not a winner, but not a loser. So Americani, inside the distance, decision, no action. He just needs a finish. If it goes to a decision, either way, he's going to, I push on that money. It's a nice little hedge here. I got for plus 170. I feel he's a much more dangerous fighter. Obviously, we've seen him with cardio issues in the past. Jonathan Pierce is a guy that's more of a grinder than a finisher in my mind, and he also does get tired. So, I like Americani as far as the finisher in this fight, and if it goes out of the first round, I think it's just kind of a sloppy affair that goes to a decision, and I'll get my money back. So I like that. I put 3 units on that. You can see to win 5.1 units. The next one is another one I kind of placed at the last minute. As the week goes on, I'm feeling better and better about Jordan. I'm a big Jordan guy. I have nothing against Patty, but I hope, if anything, that Jordan gets the respect that he deserves, because he is a very, very good grappler. And I've seen Patty on his back time and time again. And if Jordan is able to get Patty on his back, Patty's probably not going to get up. And Jordan is so confident in this fight. I don't need Jordan to win the fight. I don't need him to get a finish. I just need him to get 1 round in and then not get finished by Patty, which I think he can absolutely do. I think there's a lot of grappling in this matchup, and I think Jordan can easily win a round. So that plus 3.5, you can see the description there. Jordan can win inside the distance, he can win a decision, or he can lose a decision 29-28 on all 3 judges' scorecards. This is another one of those bets you're only going to find on Bet Online. So go to WeWantPicks.com/bets, sign up at Bet Online, and let's roll with these parlays, because UFC London, I went 11-1 in picks last time. And obviously we made some money, but there were some missed opportunities because I got out of parlays. Listen, I'm getting back at the parlays with UFC London. I love a lot of the favorites in this matchup. These are all the big favorites I feel confident in. I stacked them all up, and I said, you know what? I've been doing fantastic with picks. I've been doing fantastic with bets. I got all this money in my account. Let's throw 3 units on a wild parlay to win 43 units at plus 1435. These are all favorites, and I think it's a big favorites card. So we'll see how this stacks up. The next one is a little bit more fun. It is the jiu-jitsu parlay. You know, I have Paul Craig and Americani to win the fight. Obviously, I don't have Jordan Levitt to win, but I think he can win. And I have Victoria Leonardo winning that fight as well. So these are 3 of my picks I think can win. But this is basically the jiu-jitsu parlay. You know, if it's sub or bust for most of these people. Leonardo can grind out a victory. Levitt can grind out a victory. But this is a little bit more of a flyer. So 0.7 units on this one to win 25 units. But that's the jiu-jitsu parlay, and those are my bets. I feel good about it. I feel good about our picks. I like your bets as well, and I think we're going to have another successful week.
It should be. It's an interesting card. Real quick on this parlay. Frankly, it's a good parlay considering how many fighters you have in here. I agree with everybody. Obviously, I think Curtis Blaydes wins this fight. I think the riskiest one on here outside of that is Nikita Krylov. He's very, very good. But we just don't know what Gustafsson.
Yeah, I agree.
Just
a lot of
2
question
years
marks.
away.
A lot of question marks with Gustafsson. And this card's kind of wild too because there's like 4 or 5 people that are plus 300, and you usually don't see that for UFC cards. They like to keep things pretty competitive, so they really stack this up for the home team, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely, and don't forget, go to WeWantPicks.com, scroll to the top, click Become a Member. Again, it has exclusive bets there, like our 2, 3, and 4 leg parlays that you're only going to find there, as well as early bets. Some of these bets we place weeks or even months in advance, but you don't see them until we film the Friday before a fight.
I just placed a 280 bet. UFC 280 bet is on there.
Jacob's got UFC 280 bets. You know, we're doing this stuff early, and we're putting it for premium members. WeWantPicks.com. Scroll to the top, click Become a Member. Thanks for the watch. Make sure you like, subscribe, and join our free Discord. The link is in the description.